Hello everyone, in this exercise we learn how to add search functionality to our form that we have created in our previous tutorial. So let's get started. First of all, you need to add a button here. Change the display style to text, give it a name search. Okay, next thing is that you add a form that will a Windows form that will represent our search dialog box. So I did created one to save the time and give it the name search dialog. So you need to make it in this way. A combo box which can be found in command controls. Here, this is the combo box. Okay, this is the text box, normal text box, a button and a data grid view. This data grid view can be found in the data section. It's here. You need to drag and drop it here. Okay. Okay, the next thing is that when we click the search button, the dialog should appear. So let's just do it. It's simple. The search dialog, the name of the form, and the show dialog. Okay. This is the name of the form that you created to represent your search dialog. So this must be the same as here. Okay, save it. The next step is we have provided two options for the user. One is the search by and the keywords. The search by means that you can search by the ID, by the author name, by the publication date. All those column names should appear in this combo box. For this purpose, you need to create another data source that will retrieve the column names from the database. Add new data source. Next, dataset. Next, this is the library connection string that we have created in our previous tutorial. So you must select that one, the library connection string. We have others also, but you need to select this one. Okay, then click next. Select tables, box. Okay, one thing more, rename it. Name it as search dataset. Okay, then click finish. We need to modify this search dataset a little, because this dataset is returning the column names, also the values of the columns that we do not need. So edit it in the design, right click. Okay, right click here again, then configure. Okay, you need to write a very simple query here. Let's select the column and school name from information underscore schema dot columns where table underscore name is equal to, if you remember, it is books. You can verify your query if it's working or not. So execute the query and hopefully it's working. These are the column names in the table: books, the ID, the name, the author, etc. Okay, next, and then finish. Okay, we are done. Save it and close it. Now just one more step so that we can get all the column names. Okay, come here and in the data bindings, so in the text, okay, other project, this one, and then the books, And there is another property also, the data source. Selected books binding source that appear here also. So select this one and display member. Which member we have select? Just one member we have the column names. Okay, save it and just test your application at this stage. Now we are getting all the column names, the ID, the name, the author. We are providing this option to the user with these fields. Okay. Next thing is just to now it's a little bit complex step. You need to be focused here. We name it. Okay, this is the column names. The name of this combo box is call names here, and we call the keywords as the column values. At this data grid we named as filter records. Okay, double click the go button. First of all, you need to add a library that has the system functions for SQL related tasks. Okay. Inside the button you need to write some code. It's simple, not very much difficult. I will explain it later, but first we write the code here. So let's do some coding here. Hide this to get some more space. Okay, this as well. Okay, we write here query. This query will be a filtering query which will filter the records based upon the text the user provides in the search criteria in the keywords. So we write this query. This query is simple. We select styric, mean all the columns from books, where here's some column name. The columns we have in this plus is the concatenation, to concatenate something with the text, with the string. So here we write the call names. This is the combo box. Selected. Selected. Item not string plus. Okay, where this is we use a like query, like this filters the specific records which contains the keywords. We use this percentage which shows that those characters, all those characters preceding the keywords which we have in the column values. Yeah, this is the text box which has the keywords, the text, and we put another ampersand sign at the end. So we say that this specific keywords, anything before that. So if a match occurs, per a particular text that we provide, it will be returned even if it's in the middle of a string. Okay, so our query is completed. The next thing is to open the connection. So normally we have this adapter here, the books table adapter. Books table adapter dot connection dot open. After opening the connection, we create an adapter. I will explain later what an SQL adapter can do. SQL data adapter. Okay, we provide it takes two arguments. One is the query, the other is the connection string, which again we can get from here, dot connection string. Okay, actually the SQL data adapter work as a carrier between your VB.NET and the database. It brings the data from the database into the VB application, and it sends back the data from VB application to the database. So you can call him as a carrier. Okay, the next thing is to fill this DS. The dataset contains all the values, the original values of the database. So we call the ADP. ADP is the instance of SQL data adapter fill function to fill the dataset that we have created here. DS dot DS, and we call it book. The next thing is to close this connection now. We have bring the data into the DS, so we need to close the connection now. The next thing is to populate the data grid. The name of the data grid is required here now. You can go in the properties. It's filter records. You can copy it. Filter records dot data source is equal to the DS, the data set, and again data member, which table it will display is the book. Okay, so we are almost done. If we do not have any errors, so we hope that it will be compiled successfully. So now go click a search. Okay, we search by the name, suppose C++ we want to search. There is some problem. Let us see what's the problem. Okay, maybe there is some problem with our query. We need to check it. We can do one thing. We can display a message box just for debugging purposes. What's the problem? We can check our query if it's created correctly or not. This is just a debugging step. You do not need to do that. Yeah. The thing is that Okay, clean the solution, remove this and rebuild the solution. Let us hope for the best. There is some problem and it can stop giving me here. We need a space here. Hope it works. Name C++. Oh. First of all, we need to check okay, we have traced the problem. It is here. It was here. We need to write selected value instead of selected item. So it was just this, a little problem. Everything is, other things are correct. We run it again. Click search. Select suppose by name we search. So we just write visual. And all those names which are visuals will be appear here. Suppose with the other name ABC. There are two others with the name ABC. So this is pretty cool functionality with just a simple code here, just a few lines and the steps we follow. Okay, see you then. Bye bye.